Well, after reading the next page, I realized that Caesar did not want to be labeled as king, but lived as a king. Here it says here, another thing that caused offense was the high-handed way he treated some tributes. It was a festival. It was a festival which many authors regarded as having originated among the shepherds, and which also bears some resemblance to the Celia in Arcadia. During the large numbers of well-born young men, and many of the city officials too, run naked through the streets of the city, and in a light-hearted and humorous manner strike people they meet with hairy pieces of goatskin. A lot of leading women of the city deliberately get in the way of the runners and hold out their hands to be struck, like children in school, because they believe that this will help them, if, if pregnant, to have an easy birth, and if barren, to get pregnant. Caesar was watching the festival from his golden throne above the rostra, arrayed in a triumphal clothing, and Antony was one of the runners in the scarce race, which he was consul at the time. When Antony entered the forum, he made his way to Caesar, through the crowd which parted before him, carrying a wreath he had woven around a diadem. He held this diadem out towards Caesar, and there was some applause, but not a great deal, and what little there was had been prearranged. But when Caesar rejected the diadem, the assembled people all burst into applause. Antony offered it again, and again. A few people showed their appreciation. Caesar refused it, and again everyone applauded. Since this was the result of his experience, Caesar got his feet, given instructions that the garland was to be taken to the capital. But then it became clear that these statues had been crowned with royal diadems. Two of the tribute, Flavius and Marosilus, went and tore the diadems off, and when they discovered the prime movers among those who had addressed Caesar as king, they led them off to prison. A crowd of people followed them, cheering and calling each of the tribunes a new Brutus, after the man who had overthrown the royal dynasty and replaced the monarchy with a system of government that gave power to the Senate and the people. Infuriated by their actions, Caesar stripped Maurelius and his colleagues of their offices. And during a speech denouncing them, he not only spoke disrespectfully of the common people, but repeatedly described the two of them Abruti and Simians. Under these circumstances, most people turned to Marcus Brutus. He was generally held in a descendant on his father's side from the Brutus of old, and on his mother's side he belonged to the Severelli, another distinguished house. He was also the son-in-law and nephew of Cato. And although essentially he wanted to see the end of these desires had been blunted by the honors and favors he had received from Caesar. Not only had his own life, and thanks to his intercessions, the lives of lots of friends had been spared at Pharsalius after Pompey's flight, but he stood high in Caesar's trust as well. Okay, so I got it now. Okay, so Caesar never really wanted to be called king, but he was treated as one. He just didn't want to be labeled because of all the politics that came with that. And although some people called for a kind of like a monarch, they Rome just didn't want to see one person be a ruler. Not until later on when Augustus took over, which I understand now.